having awesome audience. Before we close out, I would like to invite Senator Matt Banky to provide some remarks on what we have been discussing throughout the day today, and his remarks on what is next for us.
Great. Well, thanks. Just an honor to be here, and I wasn't prepared for any of this, and I didn't get this from ChatGPT or AI. When they ask me any opportunity, I always say, it's always great to be invited to such an event like this, but it's also great, even more honorable, to be invited back. And that means a lot to me to be a part of this team that's here gathered in this room. Not the smartest guy in the room, but I'm a little technical savvy on this piece and what we're doing at the state of Washington. Love to share with you, to be engaged, to stay engaged, to be invited to any of our committee meetings that we have here. We have a lot of individuals, and I call it Team Washington for a reason. You see a lot of bipartisan stuff and nonpartisan stuff, a lot of misinformation out there in the political rhetoric that's going on. A lot of that doesn't happen in Washington. And I know it's shocking, right? People are like, what? Everything I read is going out, we're bashing this or going after that. When we go through the committees and we talk to people, and we actually listen, I know, crazy talk, right? He's already started off as a politician. And I could talk for hours about this, but we actually listen when we're having an AI task force about these concerns. We want to hear from you about your concerns. You're on the front lines and hearing what's going on. We want to bring that to our committee hearings. And I can share with you as ranking member on the Energy and Environment Technology Committee, on my second year, but 7 years, from 4 years in the House and now 3 years in the Senate. It matters to me what we do each and every day in Team Washington and this state. But also being a leader for the Northwest, and frankly, I will put it down as any competitive nature that we want to beat anybody else in the nation to solving this problem, and we're going to need your help. The challenge here today is build on this effort. And my words of encouragement when they ask me to bring this up is share with you, we're working with you. We're hearing from you. We want to work with those policies to make sure they are effective, still helping out and understanding the data science, the cybersecurity issues, the personal freedom issues that are out there, personal rights as well, and balance that to one of those that, to me, inspires the next generation who is out here and those who aren't even in the seats to solve the next generation problems that we see today. That's developing the next light bulb, that's developing the next way to do it, and even if we have the aspirations going to clean energy for all that's free and clean forever. I'm okay with that. I've read the sci-fi books. I come from the, I guess the punch card generation, even back to that. I mean, the 3.5 floppies. We had a thing back in Boston just a couple weeks ago. How far back were you? I had the 7 or 5.25 floppies, and then some when I was learning Fortran and Basic on. So computer science programmer, little background, but flew helicopters, jump out airplanes, and the Army as well. Deployed to 40 countries around the globe. And one thing that's always in common is that people always want the same thing. No matter what languages that are out there, they want the government to leave them alone. And I'm with the government, I'm here to help. That's my joke. So you gotta laugh. No, I'm kidding. But they also want to have the best that they can and make those choices for them. And we want to get all the options on the table is what I share with you. We can disagree and be disagreeable, but you don't have to threaten somebody personally to do that. I learned from a 7th grade debate teacher that we can have the arguments when you're prepared for your side of that argument. And be prepared. Do the due diligence, read the book, and I do read a lot. Read your tech manuals, not too exciting, but I still read them. And not just stick them in ChatGPT and get it in-house is what that means. Because what I learned from not only my parents and other mentors and other professors who are actually here at this university and others, that the critical thinking skills that you're learning through that process matters more than the tool you're using. It's understanding that tool and asking the right questions. We've heard about that today and other things that are out there. And I would challenge you to use that and the questions you were asking about. What do we use this tool for and how do we use it? It's going to open up a lot of different areas of opportunities. How we teach it, how we educate others. How do we use it as an example to share with others? Whether it's in a workflow process that you see currently to help speed it up, but allows maybe other areas that maybe you haven't thought of. And that's okay. We can share as leaders our strengths, but also understand it's okay to be humbled and know your weaknesses. And I'll be the first one to tell you, no one is perfect. except for my bills in the state senate. Right? Where's my Congress people? Just kidding. Every senator says that. All my bills are perfect, and you don't need to, amend them or nothing else. But no, I digress again. It's to the point where if you're inspiring people to that level and they see you walk the walk, you can talk the talk and understand that level to do it. Do I know everything about what happened today? No. And Dr. Noel knows. She is a great superhero for me and helped me out to help even start the process of understanding of bipartisan help to get the INEF started, to continue on AGI, and to look across the aisle and around this different Northwest and even into Canada, what we can do with comedy, the ideas here in this state, the other ideas that we're bringing together, and then maximize that effort to challenge each and every one of you to be that much better when you leave here. What can we do as you follow along with this? How are you inspired today to do that? Don't just listen to these comments and things and go, that was great, thanks for coming to Richland. And I did the same thing. It's like, what can I do for the next step? What's the next generation? I can move the needle that much further when I bring this to the state senate and I bring it up to hearings and I challenge our staff to go back out and follow up with each and every one of you, which I might. That's not a threat. It's just to help further that conversation to understand what that means. Am I ever going to be a subject matter expert that you are? No. I'll be the first one to do that. But it's an integral team that I have a really important title, but I'm the least important person in here. And that matters to me when I steal that from the Lieutenant Governor, by the way, and give him some ideas and pitch. But there's a lot of important people here with a lot less important titles that are doing great things for our country and our nation and even the globe. And if this inspires and helps that next generation continues that, this is the same speech I give to fourth graders and even middle schoolers when I left for lunch. Almost the exact same thing I told them. That's what I want to do. When I wake up in the morning, the question is, what do you worry about at night? I worry about the next morning when you get up, you get fired up for the day. What are those tackling those challenges that meet you, that drives you to innovation? The ideas of what the next generation can be. Do we have to run high-powered lines all the way across this great nation, or can we actually build a generation of that power near its source, near where it's needed, and then create a market that's not even there right now? I believe we can. And I believe it's in this room and other places around it that we can foster that generation. I think we can work with trust in government and our staffs to make sure we can work with you to balance that innovation with security that we're talking about and continue to look at funding R&D efforts, funding the research that we need to have, and develop that idea to inspire the next generation and tap into the resources that are out here. You can tell I'm very competitive. I get into that mode and get on the soapbox and I can talk for a couple hours. But I know you're going to reception, and I appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this and hopefully get invited back next year. Again, thanks to the panel and everybody here today that I got a chance to learn from. And I'm available as well, and I would share with Senator Shoemake, who's the chair. I'm ranking on the committee. We would love to invite you to Olympia and have you up there, to each and every one of you to come to our committee hearings, come to see what we're doing, to make sure you're a part of this process we call democracy. It's a team sport. And if we're up there by ourselves doing this, we're wrong. And we need your help to do this. So stay engaged, be as participating as you can, and reach out if you can't be there in person, because we have other areas. We'd love to hear from you. So thank you again for this 5 minutes. I appreciate it.
So it's a closeout remark. I think we heard a lot from all very exciting speakers and panelists. I want to thank all speakers, panelists, and participants for the AGI Day and for their participation. I think the whole day we talked about a lot of challenges, but also the opportunities and what's next ahead. So it's an exciting time. And with that, I'm going to close out. If you have comments and suggestions for AGI Day, please send us over email. We have our emails here. That's our website link. Also, we look forward to seeing you in the next AGI Day 1 year from now. And now I would like to invite you to reception, which is at WSU Wine Center. If you just search in your Google, you'll get the direction to WSU Wine Center, and we'll be there from 5 to 6:30. We'll have some nice posters from our students as well as research scientists from PNL talking about all the collaborative project in more details, and some nice refreshments for you all. Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you.
Fast picks of one.